So I try to get at it instead through this somewhat indirect approach of asking sort of these contrarian questions. And so the business version of the contrarian question that I always think is a good one to ask is, what great companies is nobody starting? And then the more intellectual one, which I always like asking as an interview question, is, tell me something that's true that very few people agree with you on. And this turns out to be a shockingly hard question for people to answer, even when they can read on the internet that you're going to ask it. And so it's like most test questions are less good when you know the questions in advance. This is one that actually holds up, where even if you know the question in advance, it's still a pretty good question. And I think I think there's sort of two somewhat different reasons. One is that we always think that to have an original idea requires just an unbelievable amount of brilliance, that everything's already been explored, everything's already been discovered. And that certainly is a part of it. But I think perhaps the more important part is that if you think of the literal interview context, where you are talking to the interviewer, a good answer to the question is one that the person asking it will probably disagree with. So if you come up with these perfectly conventional answers like, our education system is broken, or our government does not work very well, or things like that, those are bad answers because everybody already agrees with them. And an answer that people don't agree with is somewhat uncomfortable. And we live in a world, I think, in which courage is in much shorter supply than genius. So my goal on one level, what I try to do in 0 to 1 is offer a whole series of answers like this in the business context, things that I think that are true about business that other people don't agree with me on. Now, I thought I'd sort of go through a few of them today, and then we could open it up to more of a discussion.